Okay, today I want to talk about manifestation and also the purpose of life, which is the unifying thread of every video on this channel. And specifically, I want to investigate the problems with manifestation and manifestation culture, manifestation mindset in general. And really explore our seeking nature as humans and what drives it, what drives our desires. And how we can find peace as human beings who are constantly seeking greener pastures, it would seem. So, on one hand, manifestation is something that people pursue to improve their lives, to achieve their goals. It's like, well, what's wrong with that? Nothing in of itself, right? Nothing in of itself, but the motivations behind that pursuit are what I'd like to get into. So ultimately, I'll kind of give you the manifestation nutshell teaching, and I don't want you to diminish it or say that it's not real. I think it's actually, I find it to be a very powerful understanding about the nature of reality and how we can live more flowing, harmonious lives. This is very useful teaching, I find, depending on your circumstance. So essentially, the way manifestation works is it's about having a specific vision of what you would like to see happen in your life, an outcome, have a vision and a feeling. And whatever it is you want, you need to be very specific about what it is. You need to be able to really visualize it in your mind's eye, see it very clearly. The more you're able to do that, the more effective it is. And it's essentially a meditative practice where you can be so clear that you can imagine the feeling that you would get as if it was your current reality, and actually have that emotion and hold that emotion. The longer and the more frequently you can do that, the more potent the practice becomes as far as its effectiveness in calling into this physical realm that manifestation. So that's essentially the teaching. It's essentially, what do you want? What do you desire? Through your own imagination, have the experience of already having it. And the one kind of snapshot teaching that encompasses this notion is essentially this: the universe gives you who you are, not what you want. So the practice I just kind of explained allows for this, because it transforms what you want to who you are, because all of a sudden in your imagination, you already have what you want. It becomes who you are. You've attained what you want in your imagination. You feel as if you already have it. Voila, things are sent in motion in the quantum field, and eventually, there's a time delay as we experience, and things will fall into place so that it becomes reality in one way or another. And that's how manifestation works. So you say, okay, well, what's wrong with that? And again, I already said nothing's wrong with that. But there's a bit of a contradiction as far as the intention that people often have behind it. I'm not going to take myself out of the equation. Is you might get into this type of practice because you desire something. Your current life, you feel, is missing something. You're in a place in life and you would like to be in another place in life. You would like to have something that you do not currently have. You'd like to experience something you don't currently experience. So you want to manifest. You want to manifest it into your existence, and you learn this mystical knowledge, and you start learning to apply it. And that's great. But the thing is, the actual practice itself, if done correct, if done really in its most potent way, essentially negates the original desire. Like let's take a kind of an absurd example that, like you'll see a lot of this kind of new age materialistic pseudo spirituality stuff online that's more about like getting rich and accomplishing your goals and this kind of stuff by Lamborghini, right? So let's say I really want a Lamborghini. I'm going to manifest a Lamborghini. If you do it correctly, if you really do the manifestation practice thoroughly, you'll go into a deep meditative state. You'll clearly envision the Lamborghini that you want, like in fine detail. The higher your capacity is for sustained meditative states, the more effective you'll be at this. That can take practice, so not necessarily. It could be a natural. And you can like envision everything about the car, the type of seats, the grain of the leather, whatever it is. And to the extent that you're there, you're no longer in the room that you're meditating and visualizing in. You are in that car and you own it. And you like stay there and it's yours. And whatever feeling it is of excitement, maybe you even envision now you're driving it down the road, punching the gas, whatever it is, like be as specific as possible. You're, on the California coast, like on the winding roads, whatever it is. That's your vision. You feel like you're there, you have it. Voila, okay. But the thing is, you have the feeling. You have the feeling of completing that desire. It's you. You are that's now part of you. So the very impetus for you wanting the Lamborghini was that you didn't have the Lamborghini. And not just that you didn't have the Lamborghini, but it's the whatever feeling that was driving you wanting the Lamborghini is now fulfilled. If you've done this manifestation visualization thoroughly, that feeling has been satiated. You no longer need to get the Lamborghini because you already have it emotionally and experientially. And the way the field operates, right? There are different morphogenic field, the quantum field. It's like this field of limitless being, of potentiality, where every possible reality exists at all times. So everything exists. It's just a matter of tuning in to what existence you want to see manifest out of the field into this specific reality that you're experiencing. So essentially, what I'm getting at is what is driving our desires, right? Like, why does the person want the Lamborghini to begin with? Usually our desires come from a sense of lack, right? That we're lacking something. When in reality, we are pure beingness, the same pure beingness that the entire field of potentiality consists of, where everything, every possibility, every potentiality exists already, that we contain everything. And yet our desires stem from, essentially, from a Buddhist point of view, that the delusion that we are lacking things, that we need to survive, that we will perish if we don't accomplish certain things. And so this example of the personal growth person, who wants to get rich and get a Lamborghini, usually that desire, somehow the Lamborghini is going to, in their mind, the reason they desire it, most likely, most common, is something along the lines of, if I have this car, other people will see me in a way that makes them respect me more, because I don't feel like I'm respected by people without some type of status symbol. Then that respect will lead to status. That status will get me attention and validation from others, right? So this is one example. They go through the manifestation process, and if they do it well, they imagine they have the car, and those feelings, probably whatever they associate with getting the car, all that validation and completeness and fulfillment, those feelings they'll experience it. Even though maybe we as snobby, higher consciousness individuals realize that the car has nothing to do with whether you feel validated or not, or fulfilled or not. But this person that we're making up here believes that in order to feel that way, this car is necessary. So they experience having the car in their manifestation visualization, and the feeling is fulfilled. Right? But the whole thing that they're chasing from the beginning is the feeling, the fulfillment. They don't really want the car. They don't know that they don't want the car. It's not the car that they want. They just want the car so they can get the status, they can get the respect, they can get the validation. The validation makes them feel like they're fulfilled, right? That's what they're seeking, a feeling. Now, the manifestation practice, which is a meditative practice essentially, can allow you to experience that for yourself and can fulfill that lack. Because what we're really chasing with our desires is feelings. Every desire that we ever have is always an end to its own demise. It wants to be destroyed. If you're hungry, hunger wants to be no more. It wants to be fed so that it is no longer hungry. It wants to die. Every desire wants to die. And I've never heard that phrase before, and I like it. So maybe I'll copyright that. No, I'm just kidding. But every desire wants to die. Maybe that's the title here. So there's a shortcut, is what I'm essentially saying. Yes, you can have any ambition you want in life, any goal, and most of the time, maybe all the time, let's explore that. But what our goals and aims and ambitions in life are governed by we're trying to accomplish things in order to feel a certain way, in order to feel fulfilled and validated externally. And that's where we run into the trap, because the very goals, the very objects of our grasping, once they're attained, the motivation that led us to them gets canceled out. And then where are we left? I mean, most people can relate to getting something that they want. It doesn't have to be the most, like, the thing that they obsessed over the most. It can be anything. It can be whatever it is. Maybe it's a new car. Maybe it's whatever, some kind of material object. And for a while you get it, you're excited. Then maybe within a month you forget that you even have the thing, right? A lot of people have experienced this. Or you observe people in longer term relationships, they have the honeymoon phase, and then eventually becomes more of a not so many highs and lows. It's just more of this normal experience, right? So every desire wants to die. And the quickest way is to, okay, if your desire is an external experience or object, what is the feeling that it's asking to achieve in order for it to die? That's really the question. Because this is if we ask ourselves this question, the whole urge to manifest kind of collapses for the most part. Because again, the reality is that we contain everything. We contain every potentiality. We have the ability to feel however we want to feel because we contain every potentiality that there is in our beingness, which is our truest identity, which is infinite. And everybody has access to that. It's just a matter of realizing, allowing oneself to realize it. So it can kind of, this way of looking at manifestation culture can kind of burst the bubble a little bit, in the sense that, okay, it's also, let's take this angle as well. The person who, going back to the Lamborghini example, the guy that really wants the Lamborghini and thinks it's going to make them fulfilled, because they don't actually realize that the Lamborghini, this car, this material object, has nothing to do with how they feel. It's their belief around what it represents and what they believe it will cause other people to do in regards to how they perceive them. Like, these are all beliefs that they are just caught up in. Delusions, you could say. Their level of consciousness is they believe it's the car that is actually causing them, ownership of the car is what's actually going to lead to their fulfillment. So then even if they do get the car, they're going to then be still believing, here's the problem, here's where it might not work, is they believe it's the car that's doing it for them. And that belief will then manifest back to what the universe does, is it gives you who you are, not what you want. So as long as you still think it's this external object that is leading to that you're reliant on for your fulfillment, the universe will be like, okay, so you're not actually fulfilled. So you believe other things are necessary for your fulfillment, and we'll keep that reality going for you so that you're never actually fulfilled and you're constantly grasping after external things. Right? But they'll probably, if they do that exercise well, the manifestation exercise, they'll probably get the car. However, somebody who really is that caught up in material things probably can't meditate that well, probably can't access the field that well. That's the reality. So I don't know, maybe they'll get like a knockoff Lamborghini or something without knowing, or something with engine problems. Who knows? But anyway, I don't know if I want to ramble too much on this video. I feel like I could refine this. I'm kind of exploring it as we speak as far as how I communicate it. But I like I think the title is Every Desire Seeks to Die, it seeks its own death. And every desire is just asking for fulfillment. In what we are really after with our seeking natures is a feeling. Whatever the physical external manifestation of that is, whether it's a relationship or an achievement, whatever it may be, we're not actually seeking those things. We're seeking what we believe. We're seeking how we believe we would feel if we did achieve those things. So I'm just saying, why not just feel that way now? Why not just feel great now? Why not just feel fulfilled now? You can imagine, like, if you are able to do that manifestation practice thoroughly and potently, where you can, if you're good at daydreaming, envision the perfect relationship, the amazing achievement, or you've won some great thing or whatever it is, actually go there and envision it to the point where you're so lost in that reality that you feel it, then you can feel it and then feel the feeling. You can do it. Feel it. Then the feeling's yours. Just keep the feeling. Open your eyes back up into this reality, but keep the feeling. And if you can keep that feeling and anchor that feeling, that's fulfillment. And yeah, then the universe will be like, oh, well, that's who you are. You have that feeling, so we'll give you stuff that matches that feeling now. But you won't care about all the stuff because you already feel that way. And the whole reason that you wanted the stuff was so you could feel that way, but you don't get the stuff until you feel that way. So the stuff doesn't matter. It's the feeling that matters. Nothing is in between you and the feeling. That's what I'm saying. And all your desires are just kind of delusional avenues that are trying to get you to feel that way. But the thing is, it's a matter of realizing you contain the fulfillment of all your desires in every present moment. And the present moment is always accessible at all times. You are infinity. The present moment is infinity, is infinite. So go ahead, manifest your mansion, your dream life, your dream partner, all of this stuff. Fulfill your purpose. But it will only work if you get the feeling first. And once you get the feeling, you won't really have a desire for those things. It will kill the feeling, the desire. The desire will be dead. The feeling will be there. And then all the things that go along with that feeling and that sense of fulfillment will come along too. And you can enjoy that. You can enjoy being at peace. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I suppose that's my take on manifestation. I also think that's kind of where I'm not saying that this polar opposite, that we shouldn't desire anything, like just feel how you want and live in a little hut in the woods and don't have anything because you can just feel how you want. Like, I'm not saying, like, we can enjoy the world of form, the dance of form. We can get the Lamborghini and have fun driving it, but you don't want to be like attached to it. You don't want to be like, I need this thing. But oh, okay, if you like driving and it's a fun experience, then okay. It's the attachment and feeling like you rely on anything external to your own beingness for fulfillment. That's where the problem comes in, and that's where the problem arises in people having the very impetus to learn how to manifest to begin with. Because they think they need something externally that they don't have in order to be fulfilled, and they want to learn this mystical practice in order to achieve it. And that's a contradiction there, which I think I've explained probably 3 or 4 times, the best I'm able to at the moment. So yeah, explore that. Explore your desires as they arise. and know that every desire is just asking for its own demise. And that rhymes, so we'll we'll close it here. Nothing about astrology in this one, but if you do want to explore your astrology chart and perhaps find the correlation between the beingness and its unique expression, the beingness at the core of your being, of your human being, and how it uniquely can be realized in your birth chart and in your experience as a human being. We could explore that together if you'd like. I'll put my email in the description. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.